Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609. I just pulled over and checked my stuff in my trailer and all the things that you do when you're pulling an RV that you check. I'm about, I'd say 20 miles from Las Cruces. I'm headed west on highway, I think 70. I could be wrong on that. But those are the Oregon mountains. We go right up through a pass, right through the center of the mountains. I'm headed to, I'm not sure yet. There are three. I was going to go to Geary Springs. It's off to the left there in those mountains called the Oregon Mountains again. Nice place, a BLM improved campground. Cost me $3.50 a day if I wanted to stay there. But I'm not all that excited about that right now. What I'm going to do is, there's three state parks north of Las Cruces on right off Interstate 25, and they're all, one is called Percha Dam, P-E-R-C-H-A, Percha Dam. Then there's Elephant Butte, and then that's a lake, and then there's Caballo, C-A-B-A-L-L-O, but a double L in Spanish is a Y, so it's called Caballo State Park. They're all on the Rio Grande River, and I'm going to check them out and see. I've never stayed at Percha Dam. I've stayed at Caballo and Elephant Butte a long time ago, but I thought I'd just check them out because it'd be a little different from the desert. You'd have some water and trees and stuff, so we'll go see. But we're not too far again from Las Cruces. Off to my left is the White Sands Missile Range Museum, which we've been to last year, or 2 years ago, I think. But it's a nice drive. Temperature outside right now shows to be 73. I'm averaging 17.8 miles to the gallon, but that's fixing to drop as we go up over the Oregon mountains through the, quote, pass. That's what they call it here, I think. Yeah, we'll be climbing for a while now, and the gas mileage will drop dramatically. And then as we come down the mountain on the other side, it'll pick right back up, because it's not uphill both ways. RVing, is it something you might want to do? Who knows, guys? I enjoy it. Why? Well, what are my options? I look at my options. I could sit at my home base in Central Texas and just let the years go by, because time's going to go by whether I'm there or out here or anywhere else. I just choose to do this because it adds a little flavor to my life. I still have my health and I'm willing to do it. And it's not expensive. It's really not, because I paid $225 for the New Mexico State Park Pass, and then after that, if I want water and electric, it's $4 a day. If I want septic, it's $8 a day. But if I just want to dry camp, it's nothing. So in effect, you could pay $225 for 13 months of camping. You see what I mean? So it's not expensive. The camping fee is not expensive. As far as gasoline, at 17 miles a gallon, and I'm not taking any long hops, the drive today will be about 130 or 40 miles total. And so that's a pretty short hop. A lot of people, and I've done it too, I've made 300-mile trips. My ears are popping now, so I know we're climbing, and I can feel it in the accelerator, and I can watch the gas mileage go from 17.8 or whatever it was now to 17.3. And we're not even near the pass. But we are definitely climbing. Right over this mountain is, of course, we come into Las Cruces, and then we get on Interstate 25 and turn north, and it's only about 55 miles, I think, to Percha Dam, P-E-R-C-H-A, and they're all reasonably close to a community called Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, and it's about 5,000 or 6,000 people, as I recall. And they have a superstore or supercenter, Walmart, so I can be able to get whatever I need as far as groceries and stuff. But you know, with 3 state parks being right there together, and you can stay 2 weeks before you need to move on, you can actually move off for 6 days and come back and stay another 2 weeks. It's amazing. But yeah, I could stay the whole summer right there, just going around those parks without any problems at all. Will I? I doubt it. I doubt it, because I think I'll move on further north as the temperature begins to rise. Again, right now it's 70 degrees. The time right now is about 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. The good thing about New Mexico is, compared to my home base and most parts of central and east Texas and south, is the humidity is about 1/4 as high as it is there. And at my home base, the humidity averages, I'm going to guess, somewhere around 40%. And then the closer you get, or the more you go east and south towards the Gulf Coast, that rises dramatically. Victoria, Texas, where I lived for years, averages about 70% humidity year-round. Where I live is better. Is humidity a problem? Not really. Actually, it's okay. I just don't like it when it's really high. We are really climbing now. Gas mileage now has dropped to 16.5. And the RPMs, I was doing about 1,800. Now I'm doing about 3,400 RPMs. And we've got a good way to go yet. But off to the left, again, is Aguirre Springs. It's Aguirre. I think it's pronounced Aguirre. It's a Bureau of Land Management campground. They don't have water or electric or anything at the sites, but there is water available at the campsite. Let you see the mountains of New Mexico, the desert mountains. Yeah, this whole area is nothing but a missile range, an air base, and then of course you got Fort Bliss out of El Paso that extends into New Mexico. It says passing lane 1/2 mile. I don't think I'm going to be passing anybody. I'm going 53, 3,200 RPMs, and now we're down to 16.2 miles per gallon. I imagine by the time we get over the pass, we'll be at 14 miles per gallon. There's the sign for Aguirre Springs right up here. It's a hard place. You can easily pass this campground because they have one sign, and it ain't much. Well, that's a car. Thought it was a sign, but it's right up here. Have I ever missed it? Yep, sure. That's what I'm telling you. You can miss it real easy. But it's right near the crest of the pass. You turn left or south. Here's the sign right here. I think. Yes, it says Aguirre Springs Recreation Area 1/2 mile. And if you happen to be looking to the left and miss that sign, the next thing you're going to see is a little extra turn lane, and I don't even think they have a sign there. They might. Well, here's one here, so they do have 2 signs. That's a 1/4 mile. The reason they let you know is because you got to turn off this main highway right between 2 curves. Now this is it right here. You turn left right here and go about, I'd say it's, 10 miles back in those hills. Mountains. My old V6 is starting to struggle a little bit now. Yeah, as far as pulling a Casita 2,400 pound RV with a 4-cylinder engine, folks, if this thing is working, you know what a 4-cylinder would do. But we're going up a pretty good grade here. I'd say this is probably a 6% grade. trucks have a real hard time here. In fact, sometimes I've seen them struggling over in that right lane. There's a missile at that rest area on the left, and a little history of the area. Have I ever been here when they were firing a missile? Yep. Now we start down the mountain. Run, boy, run. I was riding, let's see, what is it? I was riding down the mountain going 90 miles an hour when the chain on my bicycle broke. I was skint all up by the rocks and the gravel and punctured to death by the spokes. Why do I remember that? I have no clue. Now you can coast all the way to Las Cruces. That is a fact. We crested the hill at 15.4 miles per gallon, and by the time we get to Las Cruces, which won't be that long, it will be back up to 17 or so, and the world will be round again. You know, the world is not actually a perfect circle. It's kind of an egg shape. Well, unless you believe in the flat earth theory. Straight shot into Las Cruces. Off to the left up here, not too far, is there's a super Walmart, and then if you go further into Las Cruces, they've got another grocery store, Albertsons. And from the campground at Aguirre Springs to Las Cruces, Walmart is about 25 minutes. And the longest part of that trip is just getting out of the campground because it's a really windy road. The name of this town is Oregon. Why? Because of the Oregon Mountains. A lot of people come here in the summers because the climate here is pretty good up here in this part of, well, it's almost a suburb of Las Cruces. Yeah, if you can find you a place about 5,000 feet in elevation in this area, probably Arizona too, you'd have a pretty good year-round climate, 4,500 to 5,000. Las Cruces. It's not a very big town. I mean, I don't know how big Las Cruces is. I'm sure it's bigger than Alamogordo. How much bigger, I don't know. They don't put the population on the city limits signs here. They put the elevation. In Texas, they put the population on the city limit sign. Okay, now we're back up to 16.5 and going, rising. We'll let this run a couple of minutes and let you see Las Cruces coming in from the, I guess, east going west, coming from Alamogordo on Highway 70, I think. Brahman Road. I think a Brahman is like a, I don't know, what is that? In India, is a Brahman like a priest or something? You don't know. You know, for me, at age 73, you see how poetic that is? See how this fits? This way of life is okay, because the other choices I have are not as good as this. You know, going somewhere and living, you know, without an RV, you know, like I could find a place out around Alpine, Texas or somewhere and live in a sticks and bricks or something. I looked at that really close because I like that area of Texas. Fort Davis too. Year-round climate's really good. Two things were wrong with it. One was it's really in the boonies. You got to really want to be there. And the second thing was the price of property and housing in there is pretty expensive. It has been discovered. Another one of my exciting videos. I may not post it anyway. I do videos and don't post them. I just do them to entertain myself while I'm driving. Sometimes I'll listen to them when I can't park somewhere and say, well, go ahead. It won't hurt anything. Because some of you like these driving videos because you haven't seen this part of the United States. And yeah, it's interesting. I mean, now we're getting into the flat part. We're kind of out of the mountains now, and then we're into the kind of the desert. You know, I've got to take a right on Interstate 25, I know that. And it's not too much farther. The camera's been crooked the whole time, I think. That's alright. We'll let it run a couple of more minutes and let y'all see, we'll be coming into the metroplex of Las Cruces pretty soon. Actually, we're in the suburbs now. Temperature is holding a steady 70 degrees. The road is not that smooth, but it's just slightly rough. Yeah, it was a smooth getaway this morning. No issues at all. I like the power winch on the hitch, or the power hitch thing. Yeah, it makes it real easy to check to be sure the ball is captured when you close that hitch connector thing. And when I had to crank it, sometimes I'd get a little lazy on that. This way I don't have to work. And you know, that it's a 3,500 pound jack. Well, you know, the hitch weight on my RV is 390 pounds, so it's like 10 times overkill, which is fine with me. They just happen to have it on sale, so I went ahead and added it. Since I was there at the RV dealer anyway. Las Cruces. Now, what does that mean? It seemed like I knew one time. Cruces. Las, the church? Cruces. I don't know. It means something in English different than Cruces. Los Compas. Mexican restaurant. You ever have Indian fry bread? It's pretty good. I got some in Taos at a place. I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but it's kind of where all the local people go. And they had Indian fry bread that was stuffed with pulled meat and cheese and onions and stuff. It was pretty damn good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to end the video now. Why? Because I need to constipate on hitting Interstate 25. Notice I took some liberties with our language. But having said that, ladies and gentlemen, from Las Cruces, New Mexico, headed north from here on Interstate 25 to I'm not sure where yet. This is Rusty78609 saying thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all my videos. Why? Because I get a small commission and it doesn't cost you a penny if you want to fool with it. If you don't worry about it. What else? Drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, stand guard at the door of your mind, take deep breaths, all that stuff to keep your health. Very important, very easy to do. But enjoy your life one day at a time, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll talk again later. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.